I thought it would be easier if I just sent you a video. Alright, so this flat piece had already been fired once, never used it yet, and look, it curled up. So it's already been BIS fired. It's not been cone 6 fired, and it curled up. Okay, so here's my witness codes. This one right here was the cone 4. This is the cone 5. This is my cone 6. It fell over, but it started to bend a little bit. And we set it up. It was starting to, which I don't know what it is. This. It was starting to bend a little bit. Okay. So, let me find it. Okay, my other one. There it is. Okay, so here's, can we see it? There we go. Okay, so here's the one that was in the kiln setter. So it was, this is a cone 6. So it was starting to bend. We didn't quite make it to cone 6. I just get so anxious. Okay, so I thought I'd put it in the sun getting better light, but that's not right. Okay. So this is the pot that blew up. And see this beautiful right in here where it's crackled? That's the effect I've been trying to go for with so many color combinations. Not combinations, but with this color combination on so many pieces, never succeeded. This right here is close. Not as close as inside though. And this is the same color combination, but fired at First City. Now I fired that in this kiln again. I didn't do anything. I just stuck it in there to refire it. Once again, it only made it up to cone 5, but it does have some of those colors that I was looking for, because before it was just one muddy, ugly color. Alright, so this is a Spectrum one. It ran down on the kiln shelf and it broke off, and I don't know what's going on there, because I guess it lifted up. Why would it lift up during the fire, and how did those pieces get underneath there? What makes it chip off like that? It was not stuck to the kiln shelf. Now you see that it did run a little bit, but it was not stuck to the kiln shelf. I thought, and I don't know how those pieces got underneath it. Okay, this piece has that same color inside that was on the pot that I just shown you. That pot right there. They're both on the same body of clay. Now, and this has, this I did the silicone, silica on it to make it crack. And I got, and look, it's got my other pot inside there. And I got a Carmine Stephen Hill underglaze, and that's it. After I thinned it, this is it before I thinned it. That's underglaze. Look how thick. That's not part of That's not part of my foot. That's the underglaze. Look how thick that is. You cannot see any of my relief that I pressed into it. You cannot see the carvings that I did underneath here. But that's the same thing as that one. This has not been thinned. That one was thinned. It's still not thin enough. Why does Stephen Hill come out with such thick stuff? And of course, there's my pot on the inside of it. This right here was a refire. It was this brown ugly color that didn't really develop. It should have been more like that, but it was more like that brown. So this is the same color as that and that. I think it came out great looking. You can still see, like right here, you can see through. There's the ohm that I painted on it. Over here you can see through. There's the lotus flower I painted on it. And this is a Laguna. This is MS-27 Peacock. I had this spiked. I dipped it into the Laguna. Here's, like, it should have looked like this right there. And the front of it, which is sitting up like this, is rough. Like, all the glass part ran to the back of it. So weird. This is the pot that all that glaze ran off of, and that's that MS-27 is it Spectrum? No, it's Laguna Peacock. Okay, so once again, this had been misfired before. So had, nope, that was one fire. So what makes that come off like that in the kiln? And that's the only thing I fired in there, except for her two pieces that she took. Her piece wasn't thinned out, so it looked like that. And oh, and then she had another one that was really good, except for the little places where my pot got on it. Her pot was full of my pot too. Alright, sorry the video is so long. That's it. For some reason, let me see if I can do this where you can see me. Hey, I cut all my hair off during that 3 hours I was waiting. Never did that before. Don't know what I was thinking. But I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? So, anyway, sorry the video was so long, but I wanted you to see the pieces. And I didn't show you. Oops, I just stepped on the cat. I didn't show you. Look at this great box. I stole it from a good friend. That's what you're supposed to do, right? Still from a good friend? Okay, so anyway, sorry so long again. Later.